They hate when you elevate. They're stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly.
Yo, what's up, world? Welcome back to another great episode of Express Yourself with XPress. I am your grateful, yes, and still humble, but more grateful host, XPress, reporting live from Network Studios as always. Want to give a proud and big thank you to my overly amazing sponsors, Self Love, Shoe Pugs, Burgundyism. I got I already said Self Love, Free Fuel, and King Vision. You know, you can't forget too much self love, but give it out to the world. It comes back to you that way. And I always give every episode an expression. So this expression for this episode is sharing. And the reason why I picked sharing is because from the moment that before I even met this person in the flesh, he was already sharing information and resources and stuff like that. And just not just sharing his time and acts of service, but again, sharing your resources is really key, especially here on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Especially here on the West Coast. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome in my amazing guest, JCOA.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
so, and like even that night, like at the event that we met, like, I'm just really big on, one, creating opportunities.
Yes.
And then two, maximizing opportunities, and like my mom raised me to, you do things out of kindness of your heart, not to get things in return.
Give and not about expectations.
Yeah, have no expectations, but at the same time, like I'm well aware, like as I create those opportunities and share opportunities, there's a bigger opportunity down the road.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
It's planting a seed and then, watering that seed, nurturing that seed, and then it grows, and it grows into whatever you make it.
Yeah.
So you made it here, but let's let them know where you're originally from, because, you got the Dodger jersey on.
I know.
But let them know where you're originally from, and then we'll get to your family upbringing.
Yeah, so I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. And then, I was born and raised out there, and I moved out to L.A. When I was 19 years old. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
And you came with people or solo?
No, by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did your family feel about that transition for you, coming by yourself?
Well, I mean, as far as family, like I really just got my mom, and then like there was my sister, but my sister, that's complex, but like really was my mom. Like my mom raised 4 kids by herself. God bless her. That's why I always say, like when I really mean something, I say, "Oh, my mama."
I love it.
Because there's two things. There's two things. It's like I don't like when people play with my money or my mama, and I use my money from my mama. You know what I mean?
Goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So you play with either one, you get these hands.
You get the hands.
You get them. and I get that definitely. And I respect that. A lot of people, it's hard for them to just jump up and go somewhere else that they don't know anyone at and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So talk about how it was when you got to LA and how the city embraced you.
Well, I mean, so when I first moved here, so like I didn't have anything planned. Like I had 19 grand,
Just on the
no
fly.
girlfriend, got fired from my job for smoking. No, I got fired. Hold on. No.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. So I was the manager of a Six Flags at age 16 to 19. Right?
Okay.
Now there would be crazy parties and stuff, but I also was a hustler outside of that, right? So, like basically I'll be selling weed, and there was a party, keep in mind, like I'm a manager. So it's like I lead by example. I take pride in the fact, like at 16, I struggle with being a manager because I got people who are 20, 25, 30 looking down at me, but I'm their manager. You feel me?
I know that way too well.
Yeah.
Way too well in my personal life. So,
yeah. So like I had struggles with like, how do I like manage,
How do you get people to respect you?
Yeah,
based on the position that you hold, not the age that you are.
And I developed a simple principle, and it's I will never ask someone to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. And I will do it first before I ever ask. But once I ask and you don't do it, I don't have to argue. Just know that I'll get it handled,
Absolutely.
And so basically that's what I really started applying as my like work ethic, and so with that being said, there was one girl who I constantly, and like I'm not rude, I'm not disrespectful, I have integrity, and I respect others, right? But like I had told her like multiple times, like do this, do that, and then she would like give me lip, give me, what I'm saying, just running it back, yeah. So it's like I would always have to go do it, you know what I mean, and then I would just write her up. not gonna tell you I'm gonna write you up. I'm just gonna do it.
I'm just gonna do it
because like, you're creating a difficult, like you're making the job difficult for all of us.
right.
You
and
know,
you signed up to do this.
Yeah,
It's like, we didn't come to your front door with an application saying come work for us.
Yeah,
You came here,
100%.
applied for
like,
the job,
and
got
like,
the job. Now just fulfill what your job duties are.
Yeah, and when it comes to work, like no matter where I've been or what I've managed or what I've worked on building, like if I have to pull someone to the side to where I feel like it's getting a little heated, no, I just say like, hey, at the end of the day, you and I are here for the same exact reason. Do you know what that is? They either have an answer or they don't. And I say, we're both here to make money. And if you say that we're not both here to make money, you're lying to me and you're lying to yourself. So if you and I are in the same spot for the same reason, why are we making this difficult?
Teamwork makes the dream work, but then, I mean, and I don't want to get too personal.
Yeah.
But I will.
Are we in there?
I agree. In my line of work at the moment, outside of, getting paid to talk, I come across individuals who look to do everything except for the job.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it. Camaraderie is real. It's a big thing. Socializing is big. But that should never be the number one objective. And a lot of people prioritize that a little too much.
A lot of people are in love with the prize and not the process.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Any person that's great at anything they do, they're in love with the process as much as they're in love with the prize, right? And if you're not in love with the process, it's like I'm sure you've probably heard this motivation, like a lion is in love with the hunt just as much as he's in love with actually getting, you know what I'm saying?
With the kill.
Yeah, with the kill. Yeah. So it's like you got to find like that lion mentality, right? And there's another thing that I always remind myself is because with what I do for my main hustle that helps supports my side hustle, which is to be the main hustle, which is the music, is as long as I'm getting better today than I was yesterday, then I know I'm on the right track because then tomorrow I'll be better than I am today.
Absolutely.
And that's all I want. I just want to move the needle slightly. Of course, we all want to fucking throw that needle all the way up to the sky, but as long as you're in increments, moving that needle, like you're in the right direction. You're doing the right thing.
And you have to enjoy the journey. A lot of people, they see an end goal without realizing, well, two things. One, if you see an end goal, that means there's an end to the whatever goal that you're trying to achieve.
True.
And then two, you're not really taking in the main part of the whole situation, which is the journey itself.
Yeah.
It comes with the bumps and bruises. It comes with learning from mistakes so then you don't make them anymore.
Yeah.
It comes with also absorbing knowledge so then that way your wisdom becomes wisdom that you pass on to others. So, and that's the whole purpose of this, getting people to stop suffering in silence and stop hiding their hurt so they can heal from it.
Yeah.
So let's get back into the artistry.
No, my bad.
We good. We good, brother. We good. Actually, before we get into that, I often and always tell people that the greatest present you can give somebody is your presence.
Yeah.
So for your presence, my brother, I got some presents for you.
Stop playing with me.
Nah,
Stop playing with me.
I don't play.
You about did
Courtesy of one of my proud sponsors, Shoe Pugs. If shoes are your drugs, hit up my boy Jimmy at Shoe Pugs. Everybody got their different things. Yeah. Got you right there and right there. Boom.
Come on now.
Got you, man.
Oh, this is hard, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's super dope, man. I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you. 1,000%.
You won't have to wear those tomorrow. I got a brand new fit.
Hey, stay fresh. Pugging and thugging out there. Pugging and thugging. So, music. Who were some of the first sounds that you were coming across as you were coming into the sound of music, and who influenced you?
Man, we go back. But like, if we really go into like some of because there's back when I was growing up, right? But then there was also too when I went through a lot of life things, right? I used to trap like crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say everything, but people wouldn't believe it. But I just remember life was crazy. It was just a crazy life. And I remember I had a penthouse on Olympic and Olive right there at the old Federal Building, right there. Yeah. And no cap, I would have a lot of business going on, a lot of people in and out, and high intensity situations. And I had an epiphany, right? Because when I was younger, people would always ask me in high school, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And all I could think of was I'm gonna make money, right?
Right.
I made money. Yeah.
I understand that life.
And then I was this is when I had the epiphany, right? Because that I knew that's what I was gonna do. But my point is I had this guy come into the penthouse that was 56, 58, no judging, but you're shopping for packs, You know what I mean? Like he's shopping for like 50 to 100 packs. And but I'm like, you're 56, and it's like that's when the epiphany happened. Like, damn, it's like he never figured it out. Like something else. Like because I didn't want to sell weed and trap and do all those things for the rest of my life. There's nothing wrong with it, but like that's not what I want to do.
Right.
Do you get what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then that's when I started realizing, like, fuck, like, what do I want to do? You know? And that's then when I really switched my life to, like, I got out of trapping. Because you tell yourself, like, oh, like, let me just, you know, sell the rest of this, sell the rest of that.
No, you still one foot in, one foot out.
Because you know what happens? Someone hit your line because you're busy. You know, someone hit your line. Can I get 1,000 of this? I mean, I don't got it, but I could go get it. I mean, that's just an easy play. Next thing you know, you're right back in it.
You are always in it if you're never fully out of it.
So you gotta like get out of it, you know? So it's like I got out of that, and then that's when I went on the self-discovery. I went on a personal growth journey, like really like who am I? Like what do I want out of life, you know? And that's when I realized the number one thing that we have as humans of value is not money, but it is our time.
Yes.
And then what you do with that time, right? So I realized like I fucking love music. Like, I love rapping. I love being in the studio. At that time when I was trapping, I was actually in the studio with a couple other rappers. I was in there. I started recording with a producer named Fooey, Marvel Main, which is, you know, he works directly with, like, DJ Flip, 808 Cartel Records. And, like, he became like, my best friend, like, till this day. He's actually one of the few people that knew me from, like, that past life. You know what I'm saying? Because I cut a lot of people out of my life.
You have to.
And it's nothing against them. It's like, because I wanted to change. Also, too, is people have a hard time accepting the new you, the new version of you. And they hold on to, and it's okay. I understand
I'm a kid from Compton. Trust me. I know. So like, even with the way that I speak, people are like, hold on. We've known you speak in a certain type of way for so long. Yeah. And you've been talking like this for how long? And it's just, it's growth, and it's self-educating.
100%, you know? And so, you know, so like I had to cut a lot of people out of my life because I knew if I had conversations about like what I'm on or where I'm going or my vision, they're gonna have the deepest claws to
derail you from getting to your opposition. Yeah,
you know, and like I saw this quote from like Kevin Gates. He's like, the old me got old results, the new me is getting the new results. And I get it that you can't see the vision, but you're gonna believe in the plan once it achieves success.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to, you know, your sound for music and your sound of music.
So yeah, so like once I go down rabbit holes.
You good.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you, brother. I got you.
Yeah. So but like once I was at that level of like where I was at like mentally for my music was G Perico.
Oh, okay. He brought that out of you?
Yeah. Okay. Like I swear to God, I start my day to that shit, bro. I got a whole playlist for like starting my day, and like he's on there, bro. Like how do you not like wake up, hear some G Perico, get ready, and like get a fucking bag? You know what I mean? Like
it puts you in that type of mindset, in that mode, to where you can't help but not to do it.
Yeah, you can't. Like, you know, so him, you know, Nipsey Hussle too.
Absolutely.
You know, 100% Nipsey. And like Nipsey, not even just his music, just like who I want to say who he is, but who he was, you know, and like how he was, and the way he spoke, articulated himself, and encouraged other people. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's inspiring. So he's like,
and I see a lot of that in you.
Yeah.
Because I've been able to witness this, being at the event and everything, like just how really encouraging you were to all the other artists, all the other media platforms, all the vendors and everything. Not only were you also an active artist in that situation, but you were also the promoter. You're also producing everything. You're also getting everyone lined up. Yeah. So like, no, I thank you for that, because it takes a lot of sharing for that to actually be able to happen and stuff.
Yeah. And you know, it's like, I remember too, like, being when I was younger, like I was so eager to learn, you know, and you know, I would ask, like, I would go to a manager, like, say just anything, you know, any job. You go to a manager, right? And they're like the entry level manager, right? You're like, hey, I want to know this. They like fucking gatekeep their job. Like, you can't learn this. You can't learn this. Their job's hella easy. No disrespect. Their job's hella easy, and it is teachable. Yeah. You know?
Because they were taught.
But they want to like gatekeep their position. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I learned real quickly that's a bad idea. You know, I used to be a general manager of a Gold's Gym.
Okay.
You know, and
I was an operation manager for LA Fitness
yeah,
24 hours.
and like the way I was able to work up so fast as general manager is I trained everybody how to do everything. You know, and if you were excited to learn, I was excited to teach.
I didn't know how to say no.
Yeah.
So, hey, Preston, someone called off because, And then I started off, and then I became the weekends manager.
Yeah.
Then from there, it was like, hey, Preston, we see your dedication.
Yeah.
We see your reliability.
Yeah.
Could you possibly apply for the assistant operations manager? And then, so it was just, and then I was the youngest in the district to do that as well.
Come on now.
So it's just, I
Come on
understand
now.
what it means to
Yeah.
lead people who don't want to be led. And people who think because of the number that they are, that it lacks a respect for who you are and what you've become.
Yeah.
So
it's like what and exactly just building on that is so like I'm really big on like I don't care if I'm like a level 3, like say the skill's 1 to 10, I'm level 3, like you level 1 or 2, I'm throwing your ass up there. You know, if you're level 8 and I have something to help you, I'm throwing your ass to level 10. You know, and I'm never asking for someone to put their hand down for me, but anybody who does, and several people do, I'm gonna grab that fucking hand. I'm gonna let you, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
and that's a beautiful thing that a lot of people. That's a gift.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that gift. A lot of people can't, I guess, acknowledge or appreciate it when they do see it.
Yeah.
So, how have you been able to, I guess, stay sane with your gift? Because I'm already understanding that you're a giver. So as a giver myself, how do you not get taken advantage of?
You know, that's the hardest part, right? Like making sure that you're not over giving to people who are unappreciative. You know, and I've definitely been taking like my you know, my kindness has been taken advantage of in multiple situations. And I've gone through some experience to where people that I thought were my brothers. And like we're talking money, we're talking some shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we were supposed to be brothers. Like the way like it's just different. Like blood is blood, but when you make money with somebody, do you know what I mean? And like you got hands on money, you're counting racks, and like it's a crazy life, and then they're switching up on you over money. It's like there's enough here. You know what I'm saying?
But then it goes into that saying that if you give somebody enough money, the true them will come out.
True. You know what it is too? Is when people don't have money, they can't afford distractions. When they get money, they think they can afford distractions, but that will hold you back from being your true self.
Absolutely. You'll start to plateau at that point, and you'll stop elevating because you have to build the mindset before you even get into that game.
100%.
All the way. And because, you know, like people who know me personally knows, you can check my track record and everything like that. There's a lot of similarities that you're talking to and stuff. But because my mama and my niece watch this, you know, but no, they know. But with that being said, it's just like, you know, even when I was, you know, running shops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The one thing that was a big lack was a lack of genuine trust.
Yeah.
And real connection. Yeah. Everything's transactional.
Yes. So 100%. Like I had to go through that. Like the version obviously of me that you're speaking to today is way different from the version back then. I didn't like who I was, but I didn't even know who I was, if that makes sense. Yeah. But I realized I was a transactional person. To the extent of, are you gonna make me money? Or are you gonna do something for money? But like, you know what I mean? And like, so with that perspective, like I remember there was a time I was outside of a club, right? And I was with some friends, some girls, and there's a huge line. I was walking to the front, and like, I'm not proud of this moment, but like I told the front people, I was like, how much for us to get in? And then they started explaining a bunch of shit to me, bro. Like I didn't lose it, but like I was like, don't, I forget what I said, but I was like, don't disrespect me. Like I'm coming up here asking you for $1, like for a tag, and you're explaining shit. Like what's the price? You know. My point is like that doesn't sound good. I'm not proud of that. That's how I used to be, and that's not who I am. And I don't talk to people like that. Does that make sense?
1,000%, because I just dealt with a similar situation like this yesterday, and it was just like, don't allow, I guess, the amount of money to be the character that you are. Yeah. And don't make people feel like they have to treat you as what your account says. Yeah. If you lack self-respect, then how do you expect other people to respect you? True. So like, no, I definitely understand that, because then you'll have this entitlement based on a dollar bill that is gonna come and go.
Yeah, you'll have a value. You'll have like a certain type of perspective of value on money, which has no perspective or value on you. Like when you show love to a person, that person can show you love back.
Yeah.
When you show love to money, money can't love you back.
No.
Yeah.
More money, more problems though.
And I'm ready
sure.
for every single problem this money brings.
Just give me more money so I can handle more problems.
Yeah.
That's what that really is.
Come on.
So with the music and everything, talk about what your studio sessions, because the videos are, I see the videos.
Yeah.
What are the studio sessions like? How do you maintain making sure that you execute? Is there like a method to your madness? Is it proper preparation leading to a strong execution? What are we talking?
Yeah, so I mean, I have my own methods and everything, of course, but really it's like when I first got into the studio, I mean, it was parties, it was girls and homies and a bottle and weed, and we were just getting lit, you know, as I like to say, litty like a titty.
Litty
you
like
know?
a titty.
But nonetheless, like that's when I started realizing, because I was starting to get more you know, consistent with going, you know, and then I started realizing like the music's coming out, but it's not like like I'm doing one song in 6 hours, and I'm realizing do you see what I'm saying? And like I was like, I need to lock in, like this means something to me, I care about this. And I found myself, they say, you know, when you're growing, when you start getting bored of certain shit, like
oh yeah,
like when you're like, say you're sitting in a room and like you used to enjoy sitting in that room, but now you're sitting there just like really looking at the room, you don't want to be there.
I'm a people person who feels like now I'm domesticating myself a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm still, you know, when I'm out and about, I still, you know, interact with people, but then I'll have these out of body experiences where I'm in a room with everybody and still feel alone.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, let's re-engage on why we're here. Let's get back into our purpose and let's fulfill it. So that those are the little things that I tell myself when I'm, you know, at outings and stuff like that, or just even when I'm by myself. I have to recharge myself because I'm a battery that charges other people. Yeah. But I have to recharge myself. Yeah. What do you do to keep yourself recharged? Because you're constantly sharing, you're constantly giving, and you're constantly helping.
So I mean, to keep myself recharged is really, it's crazy to say this, but I'm an introverted person. Like I like to be alone. I like to sit by myself. Like I like to be able to talk to myself, you know, and figure stuff out, you know, and I don't like people being in my ear, you know, like I will ask for people's opinions, but like at the end of the day, like I got me more than anybody's got me. Absolutely. So I need to be able to sit can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've been a little bit.
Yeah.
So I need to be able to like sit the fuck down, look in the mirror, quietness, and say, what the fuck are the problems? Yes. Right? What's stopping me from the solution? And then just achieve that. You know? So and not listen to all the noise. You know, I forget where I saw this, but basically it was saying that most people can't sit in quietness. Yeah. They have to have the TV on, the radio on, headphones going. They have to have some sort of noise in their life because they don't feel comfortable in just quietness.
That's weird to me. Like when people like talk about going crazy in like solitude, and it's like, I would think maybe not for the longest period of time, but for a good period of time, that's actually needed.
Yeah. So yes. So, but I've been on both sides of this scale, right? One side is, you know, the outgoingness of socializing, having, you know, socializing. And then the other side is the solitude. If you have too much socializing and not enough solitude, it's not a good mental balance. If you have too much solitude and not enough socializing, again, it's not a good mental balance. You still have to find that balance. And something that's really helped me is, because I don't care to go out to clubs and turn up or get drunk or do this. Right. But like, you know, I like when people within, you know, the music industry or some sort of art form invite me to an event, like there's times, because I'm introverted, like I kind of don't want to go because I just want to stay home. But I'm like, no, these people invited me. Like this is,
let me show face.
Let me show face and show support. And I do want to be there. I'm not saying I don't want to be there. I do want to be there. But I'm just saying like, I want to be home. But it's like, I make sure, get my ass up, put on a fresh fit, because I also know when I get there, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna have fun.
You're gonna be you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. And what I was saying about the studio for my method is I cut all those people out. Like, so like, I mean, unless we're working on a song, I don't want a body in there, you know? So, and then I don't like having, like, if I'm talking to a girl, like I've had it a couple times where I let the girl come because they want to come, and I kind of don't like it because I'm not, like I feel like I'm retaining.
You're not fully
focused on just making my music. Yeah. You know, because I'm like, I mean, you've heard some of the shit I do, you know? So it's like having a girl in, it's just, you know, and every girl that I talk to likes my music.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just having them there, I like to be alone. It's just me, the producer, engineer, and we're doing it. And then if there's a collaboration, yeah, that person there. You know what I'm saying?
That has to be, because it just gets more out of you and that person.
Yeah, but I treat the studio sessions like the gym. You know, whatever happens. All I know is that I got better while I was in there. You know?
I heard that.
So, and, you know, I don't expect to make a hit song in 2 hours, but I expect to be better 2 hours later than I was 2 hours before.
That's the whole point. Being better than what you were yesterday, today, and moving forward.
Yeah, full circle, baby. Come
Full
on now.
circle. Now, because I'm into, you know, making full circle moments, I have an incredible segment called Blast from the Past.
Okay.
Where I curated a few, you know, images from your past here. And just, you know, like to get your opinion on them and what these moments meant to you. So let's start here, because you've already mentioned this incredible legend.
Oh, yeah, Nipsey Hussle.
You've already
That's
mentioned
actually the studio that I record in right there. Yeah. So, but yeah, you had
So talk about the importance of this photo, how impactful his legacy has been to you as a person, but also as an artist.
Man, I mean, it's like everything, honestly. Like the intuition and knowledge that he shares with people. And reminding too, like I have so many favorite quotes from him. Like in that one like interview process where he's like, you just got to stay down, you know, because you're closer to where you're trying to get than where you started from. And one day you're gonna look up and realize like, shit, you know, might as well keep going, because it's gonna be longer just to go back. And I literally that one, I mean, there's a reason why it was the first one I said, because it crosses my mind a lot. And another one, like he said on a radio interview, is like he's gone, like you go through every emotion with whatever your passion is. Like I've been sad about music, happy about music, excited about music, frustrated with music, you know, high expectations, low expectations, wanting to quit, you know, and I always remind myself, consistency over everything.
Absolutely.
You know,
keep showing up.
Keep showing up, you know, and you know, I remember there was a time, like I told you, when I switched everything, like I told myself, like, this is what I want to do. Like, I don't care if I'm successful. I don't care if I'm famous. I don't care if I get rich off this. This is what's happening. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to live by this. I'm going to die by this, you know, because ultimately this is what I enjoy doing with my time. And I'm never going to let anybody dictate what I do with my time.
No, I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
that's how I am about this as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to make sure that I take care of everything. I'm accountable. I'm responsible. I have integrity, right? I have the right work ethic. And I'm gonna make sure that I protect my peace and my privacy, you know? So, and that's also giving me a lot of clarity on where my line is and standard is as a man, you know? Because before, like, of course, like every man, I got standards, I got a line. I'm sure we've all been in a situation where we find ourselves to where we're getting angry and pressing something over, but we don't really know what we're even protecting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And now I do know what I'm protecting. I'm protecting this, making my music, you know? And if I ever start talking to someone, and I'm not saying that someone can't give me constructive criticism, but there's difference between people who are giving you constructive criticism that have the proper credentials and insight versus somebody pouring acid on your plant.
I say, you can give me construction, don't be criticizing me.
Yeah, I
please,
like that.
because you don't understand what a person actually sits within themselves.
True.
To be able to put out a product and then release it to the world.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of that, and it takes a lot of pride too.
Oh, 100%.
So
yeah, like and two, never confuse, you know, my confidence as arrogance, you know, because even then, like what you said was perfect, like, you know, and I'm not ever trying to compare hurt to hurt or put someone's feelings or emotions or experiences over another, but like I had to go through a shattering moment in my life of like, what is confidence and like what is arrogance and cockiness? Where's that line? Because there's a line.
Yes.
There's a line. If you don't have confidence, your whole world will be motionless, right? And if you're arrogant, you will have negative energy drawn to you.
All the time.
Right? So I had to really start. It took me about, I would say it was a summer in 23. I spent time with my mom, who got diagnosed with cancer a couple times.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
I lost my grandfather who got diagnosed with prostate cancer twice.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. It's it's hard. So, but I spent that summer with her, doing small things, grocery shopping, eating breakfast, playing spades.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Playing board games, yelling and shit.
Hell yeah.
But I spent that summer doing a lot of soul searching, and one of the things that it took me about 3 months to figure out, is like, what is confidence and where is that line? And I found it, and so there's times where I feel someone can like misconstrue that, but I've learned that my shit is not anything to do with them, and their shit's not anything to do with me.
There should be no form of projecting.
Yes.
Because that's what ends up happening.
And what I found out through a lot of experiences is most of the time when someone's saying something negative or degrading to you, it's not about you at all. It's literally their own demons, and they're saying them to you, but they're saying them about you. But you have to have the right awareness to be like, no, these people are talking about themselves. So
absolutely. Yeah. And I come across that all the time. People who project, their nastiness on other people.
Yeah.
Like, I had a situation where a person was like, oh my God, Preston he's so positive, yet he says some negative things. And I'm like, well, just add more context to what you're saying. Because I can be very specific.
Yeah.
I don't know some of these people. I don't know these people personally. So it's nothing about them personally.
Yeah.
It's all in the confines of where we're at. And what they're not doing.
Yeah.
So it's just like when people try to paint a picture of you, it's really them trying to smear or trying to erase their own canvas. That's what I really see it as. Your picture's already painted, and this is who you are. Don't try to smear your own canvas trying to create something.
And you know what too? Because I've learned this in sales. Like, sales ideology has taught me a lot. Because really, sales ideology and personal growth, they go hand in hand.
Okay.
So, and what I mean by that is in sales, like, right, when I'm doing what I do for work, because I'm talking to people about $15,000, $50,000 deals, right? Now, when I do that, I will go into a house where it's very negative, this, that, whatever. I've been kicked out of a house before just because this is just what happened, and with that being said, now, right, I just got kicked out of a house. The wife was yelling at me, or the husband, whatever, I got to go to my next appointment.
Right.
I can't carry that energy.
Can't carry that weight.
That new appointment has no idea about anything.
And they should not be on the short end of the stick of something 100%. That has nothing to do with them.
So this is the key word that I'm getting to, which is reset.
Yes.
You have to become a master at resetting, right? So resetting from a bad experience, resetting from negative energy, resetting from just anything and everything. And so what I'm kind of building onto what you were saying is that canvas, people, exactly like you're saying, they're trying to smear this thing. It's like, don't even try to smear it. Like, there's nothing wrong with just setting it down, grabbing a new canvas and setting it up, and then painting the picture you want to paint.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's not saying that painting that canvas doesn't exist. No, that exists. That's there. That's in the file. That's there. But put it in the bag. Don't have it out here on the front.
Don't have it over the fireplace.
Yeah,
hide it in the garage.
Yeah, take that shit down, and paint you something nice and new, something you could be proud of. It's it's like Lil Wayne said, it's like it's not that we didn't do anything wrong. It's just now we're doing it right.
Yes.
That's
my goat right there.
Come on now.
Yes, sir. So.
My bad, dog. I can talk. No, as you can tell.
We good.
As you can tell.
We good. So let's talk about this then.
Okay.
Because I'm definitely a big person. I dedicate a whole day to supporting people. Show Support Saturday. To where I'll just post people stuff. It's not that anyone hit me up to ask me to do it. Yeah. I'll just, show support to people who are doing things bigger than themselves or doing things for people other than themselves.
Nice.
And so when you see this or when you post things like this, what's the real message that you're trying to get out, and what are you trying to get out of people?
That's a really good question. So with this, when my first show ever live was January 4th of this year. I flew out to Detroit for that. And then I've gone on tour, done several shows in LA. It's getting bigger, to whatever level, The needle's moved a little bit, but the needle's moving.
It's moving.
My point is I want to make sure that people that are a part of that motion, that movement, that history, a part of my history, they're aware, like, I do see you. I am appreciative of you to whatever degree, And so with that being said, it's like, part of this that inspires me is like, I'm excited to do things in the future to where I can give back out of this, like I see other, like one of my homies, and he's a rapper as well, Takeo, I met him through Marvel, like that man, like he has I forget the name of his, he has an organization to where like he like gets food together, gets clothes together, and like, it's a community event, people are showing up, there's music, and he's giving back to the community, you know what I mean? So it's like the ideology that I'm getting at is for people who are supporting me in the future to where I can give back to supporting others from this. Does that make sense?
Yes, it absolutely does. No, and like I said, I'm really big on giving support, and it's unconditional for me. Like I go to people's shows, and I roll solo for the most part. Unless I have like my videographer with me or something like that. I roll solo for the most part, so then people can get a real feel for who I am, if it's their first experience or just their first experience with me out by myself. Because usually, I'm with, my co-host, the queen, Miss Corey Renee, or I'm with my boy Bankhead, or I'm with, I'm usually with someone, but for the most part, I've been rolling solo. Yeah. And I've been getting a lot more things done that way, too. A lot less distractions.
You gotta set yourself free of distractions so you can achieve what you want.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then also, sometimes, too, it's like, show up by yourself because it makes it easier for people to approach you.
100%. 100%. Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Yeah. So like I remember I had a friend where he was always going out with like a group of friends, and this was like more or less he was talking about like I go out, like I don't know how like you guys talk to girls at bars and stuff. That's not my thing anymore because like it's a distraction. One, it's a distraction looking for a distraction. But nonetheless, no disrespect.
Yeah,
but nonetheless,
no, you're right.
Nonetheless, I told him, I was like, bro, it's like because you keep going out with the same homies, like, and it's like 4 or 5 of you at the bar at the club. No girl's gonna want to talk to you. It's intimidating, bro.
What if there's one swan in the lake? Yeah. And these 5, 6 ducks around it? Like,
yeah, you know what I mean. So like I told him, I was like, basically my point is you're not approachable.
Right.
You know what I mean. So it's like you gotta be solution oriented on how you can create an approachable environment to yourself.
No, I completely agree with you, and I got a homie who would be like, I got a homie who'd be like, oh man, let's go out for a drink. I'm like, are we going out for a drink or are we going out for the ambiance? Are we going for the scenery and stuff like that? Like, are you like, let me know so I can be mentally prepared. Yeah. Because like, I don't want to be at a place and we're having a conversation and then it's like, oh, you're and it's cool. Like, I love women, but it's like, I don't need to surround myself around them to have a good time. And that's where I feel a lot of people, they lack that inner peace and inner confidence.
Yeah. Well, it kind of comes back to what we were saying is the noise and distractions. Like some people, they're not happy by themselves, or they, not that you're not happy by yourself, but you can't be by yourself. Right. So you need to surround yourself with distractions.
Too many codependent individuals.
Yeah. And like that kind of ties into relationships, right? Yeah. Like I'm a very firm believer, like if you're gonna, not dating, but like when you have a companion, when you have someone that you have love for, and like you're connected on a spiritual level, the best relationships is two independent people that are driven with goals. You feel me?
People that are growing individually, which helps it grow collectively.
Yes. Because then imagine what you can build. If you have codependency, and I'm not trying to dog on things, but like, I'll say it from like a female's perspective. Like imagine like I'm codependently dating this female, and meaning that she's helping to take care of things, and she's this and she's that, and like I'm just not really one, as a man I should be a leader, but two, as a partner I should be helping and contributing. Yes. So codependency really meaning I'm not contributing, I'm taking.
Exactly.
Yes, right? So it's not fair to her, it's not fair to me. It's just not fair. And what are you really going to build? Because really what you have is you have a great individual that's going up and they're being not dragged down, but they're being held.
Because I was going to tell you, what you're building is really a hold down. Yeah. You're not even at the even mark to start building positively off it. You're in the negative at that point. And so it's so funny because this is a question that I ask all artists. I'm a sucker for love. Yeah. So in your artistry, and even in the artistry or entertainment that we're both in, is it harder for you to find genuine love or harder to maintain it when you have it? Based on the life that we live. So like I remember back when I was trapping, that's when it was really hard. It was really hard because like it's just hard because you see a lot of things, and two, it's like the situation of like I've taken a girl from a guy before because I had a nice car, because I had a bag, because I was wearing nice clothes,
And then I've also had a guy with a nicer car come take a girl that I took. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it made me come to realize, like, there's always a dude with a nicer car, with a bigger house, with a bigger bag, and there's always, respectfully, a badder girl, a badder female. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, and I'm gonna leave it at that, but you get my point.
And it's funny because I've said this on another, and I got a clip out there about this as well, but it's like, I get it, everyone wants to have a show and tell partner, but not everyone's willing to understand that comes with a lot of sacrifice, personal sacrifice. Like, you know, and it also comes with understanding of self to allow somebody else to understand you as well. Yeah. So
there's vulnerability.
Completely. Yeah, you have to be.
So, you know, fast forward, like, in between that personal growth stage, right? Like, that's when I realized, like, man, like, because I have these standards of an ideal woman that I want. And then I started thinking, like, dude, what am I even doing to earn that, you know? And then that's when I stopped trapping. You know, I started working out. You know, I worked at a gym. I became a general manager of a gym. And then that's, you know, even then, like, I didn't want to fall in love. Like, I didn't want to meet someone. But then I met this Egyptian girl. And, like, you know, and I remember telling her, too, like, I told her, like, I don't, like, she just, like, everything was too good, too fast, you know? But I had been in this position before. And I remember she would be telling me, like, all these sweet things, and then I would tell her, like, hey, like, slow your roll, like, I do like you, and, like, I genuinely like being with you, but, like, I'm just being very cautious about emotionally investing, right? And she would be like, yeah, it's past trauma, you're taking, that's unfair. And I told her, like, that's not necessarily past trauma, that's me not wearing my heart on my sleeve because of what I've been through, you know? And I told her the reason why I'm cautious is because when I decide, you know, I've dated tons of, I'm not proud of it, but I've dated tons of women, been with tons of women, you know, but I've been in 5 real relationships. You get me? I love you. I take care of you. I buy things for you. I protect you. You're happy. You're comfortable. You're safe. Right? And take pride on it. No questions. Hold it down. And when shit don't work out, bro, when shit don't work out, you know what I mean? And I keep in mind, I do things out of the kindness of my heart for nothing in return. Right. You know what I mean? But, like, at the same time, it's like, for you to just not be around no more, for you, and I'm not perfect. I take accountability. Each and every relationship I've ever been in, I'm the one to blame. It's my fault. I'm that person that I fucked up. You know what I mean? I'll take that accountability. I'm never gonna blame a woman for how things ended. Because if I do that, that means I'm failing as an individual. Yes. And I'm not growing now because I'm blaming other people for my faults. And I will claim my faults. And it's hard to do that, you know, because, you know, it don't feel good. But you said something really early that now you're talking to Dr. Feelgood. That's a mixture of Dr. Phil and Hitch. Yeah. With Will Smith. Now the reason why I say Hitch is because I can help everybody else's shit, but when it comes to mine, oh God, we still working on it. So I say that to say that you mentioned earlier in this conversation about not allowing someone to be held accountable for moments in life that they weren't a part of. So not allowing your past to be a part of your present. Yes. Which could block your future. Yes. How do you do that when it comes to a relationship? Because it sounds like you don't want to get emotionally invested based on what you've been through, but the person in front of you is not that part of the problems of. So, you know, actually, I really like that. And this is kind of because I'm actually currently going through what we're talking about right now. And what I'm coming to realize is communication. Yes. And finding the correct vocabulary to communicate the experiences. Like right now I am starting to talk to this girl and you know, I she said something and it didn't trigger me because I focus really hard on, if anything I quote unquote would trigger me, I realize that's a demon and that's a battle and I got to confront that shit before I move forward with any other shit. Absolutely. Right? So because in that it tends to happen more often. Nothing should trigger you. If people are quote unquote triggering you, that means you got some shit that you're not dealing with. Because just because someone says some shit, that has nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? But my point is like, you know, she said something and like I responded with like, hey, just to let you know, in my past there was a similar situation. This is how it played out. So now it's something I'm aware of. Yeah. I'm not gonna let the past be put onto your shoulders, but understand where my perspective comes from. Does that make sense? Absolutely. Yeah. And that's a form of communication, because the last person I was talking to, similar situation. And it's not like, oh, I'm giving you the blueprint on how not to screw me over. Correct.
But I'm more so enlightening you on this is what I experience and this is what I don't want to experience.
Yes.
You can either go left or go right, but what you're not going to do is physically go one way and you're verbally saying another thing.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
You know, and I had
the lack of accountability.
Yeah, I've had the problem in the past to where like I was dating. This is a long time ago, but I was dating this girl, and I tell her like, look, just say what you mean and mean what you say.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to call me, you call me. You want to text me, you text me, right? And so she would say one thing, like as an example, oh, just to let you know, I don't want to move too fast. Okay, no problem. I get it, you know, and then I'm not hitting her up or like showing the emotional investments. And then she's like, well, you don't this, that, whatever. But you told me you don't want that.
Don't set boundaries that you're not willing to upkeep.
Yes.
That you're literally describing my last situation.
Yeah.
Like, oh, communication, blah, blah, just talk to me, blah, blah. All right, cool. And then when I talk to you, it's like, I feel like I'm oversharing at this point. And then I can feel the separation.
As a man, when you're with a woman, as a man, when you're with a woman and you feel a point of energy that feels like you're oversharing, that fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Because you know what, man? It feels like you are because what it is you're being vulnerable with a female and you're not vulnerable with anybody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then like that could be a point to where they might turn around and I swear to God, if a girl ever calls me sensitive, dude, I shut the fuck down, bro. Like I shut the fuck down. I don't raise my voice. I don't nothing.
Or I can be insensitive.
No, well, yes, but like I'm past that. But in the past, I would have been insensitive. But like this is what happens. Like if I'm having a deep conversation with a girl, and then a girl, well, I guess it's still insensitive, but she calls me sensitive, I just say, all right, bet. I don't speak. Right. Like if we're in the car, we're at a restaurant, I don't speak. Right. You start speaking to me
because now you just broke that line of trust of
because
vulnerability.
now I'm like a chess player. I'm 5 moves ahead. Mm-hmm. So like I'm gonna be quiet at dinner. You know, I'm not gonna raise my voice. I'm not gonna talk to you. It's gonna be weird and awkward. Mm-hmm. You know, but we're gonna get in the car. We're gonna drive back to your car. You're gonna get in your car, and I'm gonna go home. Yep. That's it. I don't gotta argue with you about it. I don't gotta correct you.
It's wasted energy.
Mm-hmm. You know. So you know, like I'm really big on that. You know, it's like there's times to where I've noticed I've gotten better at it. Mm-hmm. There's times to where like I realize like, oh, I could handle a situation like this. I'm like, no, because then they're gonna be like that. You know what I'll do? I'll wait till it's like this, and then they'll be gone. You know what I'm saying? Like to separate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Yeah. We are unfortunately at the positive period of the podcast, but I tell everyone before we get to this point, everyone becomes a repeat offender on the show. So I definitely will have you back, brother. We got way more to go over. But if you're speaking to the younger version of yourself or someone else that's out there possibly suffering in silence and hiding their hurt, what would be some words of encouragement to get them over that and persevere through?
Yeah. You know, I would say find your purpose and invest your time into that. You know, find what really makes you happy. And what makes most people happy is creating. So, you know, creating art, creating music, any type of creation, just start creating something, right? Once you decide what you love creating, pour into that. Invest your time into getting more knowledgeable about it, how to do it, how to be better at it, and then filter out the noise, filter out every naysayer, every negative person. Those are people that are sent to test your resiliency to see if you are going to become the person who you know you're going to become, right? So like every great person that ever achieved anything great, they had so many negative people, haters, naysayers, people tell them they weren't going to be able to do it, weren't going to be able to achieve this, and next thing you know, they're at the highest level competing on a professional level. Mm-hmm. You know, so if you do feel like lost in a sense, find what you love to create. Because as humans, our natural thing is we're creators. We're not necessarily consumers, but in today's society, we are consumers. Yeah. Not a lot of people create. A lot of people consume.
Absolutely.
You know?
These things.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Also, to put this shit down sometimes.
I know. Write or read a book. Yeah. One or the others. And for the people who are just now coming to find who you are, what you're about, how can they find you and your incredible music?
Yeah, I appreciate that. So you're gonna find me at official J Coast. So that's at official J Coast. I'm on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube Music, YouTube, everything, everywhere you gonna find me. My artist name is all caps, all together, J Coast. Instead of an S, it's a $sign, right? So J Coast all together, $, all caps. Yeah. So,
and the $sign better be self-explanatory.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Here in this story, yeah.
Yeah, because we've been about a bag. Yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah, and then too, my next song is actually coming out, released with 808 Cartel Records,
Yes.
produced by Marvel Main and DJ Flip. The song's called Bad. That's going to be on August 28th. So it's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming
August
up.
28th. Yeah, that's the week after my birthday. Before
Hey, come on now. Yeah.
We're going to definitely be shouting that out and promoting that as well. I want to say thank you to my proud sponsors again: Self Love, Shoe Pugs, Free Fuel. I got King Vision and also Burgundyism. You guys know who I am, and if you don't, let me remind you. I'm your boy SB Press on another great episode of Express Yourself with SB Press. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe, comment down below, or get in my DMs. I see everything. I respond to almost everything. Almost everything. Some of the stuff be a little too crazy. But thank you guys as always, and see you next time.
Hey, when you elevate, you're stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly.